On this week's gaming news discussion, Command & Conquer get the remaster treatment, unprofessional conduct in the Russian arm of Nintendo, hacker finds exploit in Steam, and Sony drop out of E3 2019. Hello and welcome to StrangePlay, I'm Rick.
I'm Simon.
And this is the news discussion for Sunday the 18th of November. For those of you that are new here, what we do on this show is each and every week we go over 3 or 4 of the biggest gaming news stories of the past 7 days, give you the facts and then share our opinions. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's nice to see you.
Hello there.
So our first story is taken from Eurogamer, and after the community backlash to the announcement of Command & Conquer Rivals during 2018's E3 press conference, EA have confirmed that Command & Conquer Tiberian War and Red Alert, as well as 3 expansions, will be receiving the remaster treatment. The initial news of the C&C remaster dropped a month ago, but last Wednesday, EA producer Jim Vasella announced the news on a massive Reddit post. In addition to announcing which titles were being remastered, Vasella also told the community that Petroglyph Games will be working on the project. Now, this is huge news for series fans, as it means key members of the original Command & Conquer team, including C&C co-creator Joe Bostic, Red Alert lead programmer Steve Tall, original community manager Ted Morris, and audio wizard Mike Legg will be returning to the franchise. In addition to Petroglyph Games, Lemon Sky Studios, who have worked on titles such as Spider-Man and Uncharted Lost Legacy for the PlayStation 4, as well as StarCraft Remastered, will be sharing the workload. The games will be coming in one complete package, and apparently there won't be a microtransaction in sight. Now, I know for a fact that you're a Command & Conquer fan.
Yep.
So what do you think to this news?
Oh man, like when this dropped, when he did that Reddit post, I read it up and down, and I'm like, there's got to be some catch. Is there a catch? There don't look to be a catch here. This looks too good to be true. It looks like they're actually doing something that we want. We've been asking for this for ages. We want the Command & Conquer series to carry on. We don't want the shitty what it turned into. We want what it was like. The people that understood the games, like Joe Bostic and Steve Tall, are the ones that made those games. And for them to go, oh yeah, we've got these guys on board, we've heard you, is a breath of fresh air from EA, as far as I'm concerned. Because, to be quite frank, I'm pretty fucking sick of EA over the last couple of years.
You have made that quite clear on this very news show.
Yeah, they have had like moments of ingenuity with stuff like A Way Out and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a diamond in the cat litter, as it were. Like, it's more stuff like this here. Like, you can do it. You can make profits doing stuff like this. People will buy this stuff. I'm really looking forward to this. As long as there's no fucking jiggery pokery or you upset the apple cart by doing something really, really stupid, this is going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
You sat on a vast amounts of IP that you can do this with. There's a lot of things like the Desrt Strike games and stuff like that where it's like people are fucking clambering for that stuff. They want to see those games, but you're just insistent on churning stuff out and it being shit because you've no idea of what made the originals good. And to get the original people in and go, okay, right, these guys know what they're doing. We're just going to give them free will and go, right, okay, come back to us in 18 months and do have a game for us. That's the way it should be done. Just let them fucking get on with it. Give them the money. Let them get on with it and fucking cash in when they produce gold. It's that fucking easy. Come on.
Do you think that this could be like a testing the water kind of thing? If this remaster sells well, then maybe they'll get Petroglyph Games to do a true Command & Conquer sequel for the new generation.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Although, to be honest, I mean, those games, you play Red Alert specifically, is really, really good. Like, even now you can play it and it's still as good as the day you first installed it. It's one of those games where, I mean, it's aged, the music isn't as nice because it's not as up to date with the sound quality.
Yeah.
And the graphics aren't as nice because we're coming up on, like, what, 20 years?
Oh, easily.
Yeah, that they've been out.
But it plays well.
It plays really well, yeah. It's like a real-time strategy version of Tetris. Like, the core concept of it is, like, flawless. It just needs a little bit of tinkering to get it running on current machines with current graphics in 4K with sound that we expect, and that's it, it's done. It could be a fan project almost.
And that sounds exactly like what they're doing. Now, I've got to be honest, I haven't played Command & Conquer since the PlayStation 1 version.
Right.
But this seems to have got fans happy. I know it's got you happy. I'm happy that you're happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I'm happy that the fans are happy.
Yeah, if this goes wrong, expect me to be really angry and like fucking 18 months time, however long it takes them to get it out if they do fuck it up. I don't think they will though. Like, it's got to be an home run.
Oh, yeah.
How can they fuck it up? It's like, come on.
Well, don't speak too soon. It is EA. But we're going to keep an eye on this story because I know that it's one that you are very excited about. So until we have more information, what's next?
This story's been taken from Kotaku. So there's trouble brewing at the Russian arm of Nintendo, with regional manager YASHA HADDAJI being the focus of fans' ire after unacceptable behaviour during a Mario Kart livestream. The scrutiny started with HADDAJI, who was unaware that the stream was live, using threatening language towards his staff as well as using unacceptable words for someone in his position, including foul language and slurs. As the stream continues, HADDAJI becomes angry. He berates and shouts at staff, complaining that things are not working even though they are. Eventually he threatens to fire someone live on air. It's all very unprofessional conduct for someone heading an official Nintendo stream. The expose of HADDAJI shows him in a less than appealing character and has been spreading the hopes that someone higher up will see him mismanaging his duties and be replaced with someone that's less of a dick. This outburst is just a cherry on top of a list of complaints against HADDAJI from the Russian Nintendo community, which also includes the cancellation of the sale of Pokemon cards and not enough copies of Pokemon Let's Go EVs produced to meet fan demand. So, yeah, this is a bit of a hot button topic, innit?
Yeah, have you seen this video?
I've watched it all the way through, yeah.
Right, first of all, the man's a fucking idiot. He's just looking at his phone going, the stream's not working. It's like, well, it is. Yeah, but it's not on my phone, so it's not working. Well, it is for everybody else. Like, he shouldn't have acted like that. The fact that he walked in shot while his hosts were working, he was having a go at them like it was their fault, when there should be a whole technical team working on the fucking thing. In fact, I know there is, because a few weeks ago, I was part of a live stream.
I'm going to bring this up. Yeah, you know how these things work. You know how to behave. You don't cut across camera. You don't speak when people are speaking, when you're in earshot or where mics can pick up. It's deeply unprofessional, like on so many levels. I've never done anything like that, and I think I could do a better job than he's done here. It's quite frankly fucking disgusting behaviour. Calling people retards and just swearing and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
come on, like, you hold a position. Like, if I were a spokesman for Nintendo, or a spokesman for any company, I couldn't use language like that. They'd fucking hang you out to dry if they found out. Just for that reason alone, before all the slurs and stuff. Yeah, that's a sackable offence, in my opinion.
Not even if you're a spokesman. Just if you're someone who works for that company,
yeah,
who is caught acting in that manner, he deserves to get fired.
Yeah, easily.
He deserves to get kicked out of the industry, talking to people like that. The fact that he threatened, I think it was the guy in the blue shirt, wasn't it? Because when the camera comes back onto them, he looks like he's about crying. And he's just sat there like he's just been told off for doing absolutely nothing. This guy is an animal, as far as I'm concerned, and shouldn't be a part of Nintendo. He shouldn't be part of the games industry. He should just be let go. Those
presenters handled it very well.
They were fantastic.
Yeah, they were brilliant. I don't know what Yasha were expecting, because the people that are presenting, they've got no fucking clue.
No.
They just sit there and, is it live? Yeah, okay, right, let's go. Like, they don't know what's going on. They're just relying on other people to do the stuff that they're expected to do. It's a team after all.
Yeah. Everyone has a job. Their job is to present and play the games.
Yeah.
The tech guy's job is to sort that stuff out. But this guy, like, if you're going to work on something like that, it is your job to know whose job is what.
Yeah. Well, you're a manager. That's your fucking title. You manage. It makes me wonder how we managed to get into a position of being a manager for such a big company. Like, has he just bullied his way up there?
Probably.
Or what's happened? Because, I mean, we've done various jobs, and no doubt we've fucking met managers that are arseholes, but I don't think we've ever met anyone quite as bad as this. This is almost a caricature of a bad boss, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had one like that.
And thing is, like, apparently he's been the catalyst of people leaving Nintendo or being sacked in Russia, and it's caused a lot of fucking misery for just stuff getting converted into Russian. Man, it must be really, really hard being a Russian Nintendo fan, because if you've got guys like this fucking chairing the old shebang, it's never gonna go well. Like, install someone that's gonna do you proud, not this fucking clown.
The fact that the community have been so outspoken about it, like, there's actually a petition to get him gone. And that speaks volumes. And the thing is, Nintendo are very much a company like Disney. They're going to see this outcry towards this guy, and then Japan's going to get involved. And then he's gone. It's like if Bob Iger got involved, or whoever, with the James Gunn issue that happened a few months ago. The same thing's going to happen with this. And honestly, good riddance.
Yeah, fuck him. What's next?
Okay, so this story's been taken from Kotaku, and apparently Steam just had an incredibly close call. So a self-proclaimed bug hunter found an issue within Steam that meant they could generate keys for as many games as they would have liked, and nobody would have been any wiser. Artem Moskowski was that man, and instead of creaming off a lifetime supply of games, he reported the issues to Valve. The information surrounding the exploit was discovered back in August, but has only recently come to light after Valve reported on what exactly the parameters were and how Steam developers' tools could have been used to gain games for life for free. Makowski has claimed a £15,000 reward for the discovery. It was uncovered before anyone had the chance to abuse it, which is good news for Valve since Makowski tricked the system into giving him 36,000 keys for Portal 2. And you don't need us to tell you how bad that would have affected Valve or anyone publishing the games if that exploit had gotten out.
Yeah, this is... It sort of makes me wonder if the people at Valve and the people responsible for, keeping these loopholes tight, these exploits in the code, do they get a bollocking? Because this is pretty fucking big. So you have sites like G2A that sell these stolen game codes, and it's like... Yeah, this would be a haven for them. This would be a treasure trove. It only takes a developer tool to get in, which I can't imagine is that hard to do given the amount of shite that's published on Steam.
Yeah.
And you can mine as many games as you want, whichever games you want, just unlimited supplies. Quite frankly, I'm surprised they've only paid him 15 grand, this Makowski guy.
Yeah.
If it were me working at Valve, I'd be just like, yeah, just give this fucking guy a job and just make him fucking... pick through the client and the tools that we use to make Steam games and, yeah, let him just squash these bugs because he's worth every penny. They've given him 15 grand. Apparently earned 19 grand early this year, so call it 40 grand, just round it right up. How many games could you get for 40 grand?
A few.
The prices of them are going up. So over a lifetime, you're going to spend... way more than that with inflation and stuff, I reckon.
Yeah, but with saying things like that, though, for all we know, he was offered a job. And he went, no, I'm good.
Could be, yeah, he could have done.
We don't know the ins and outs of that side of it. And 15 grand for that is, I think, a decent payday, considering that he just went, oh, cool, that's a thing. Because they could have just not paid him.
Yeah, they could have just gone, thanks, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's wise to keep guys like Moskowski on the good side.
Oh, definitely.
Keep them as white hats, because if you turn them into black hats, they're going to fucking ruin you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know how much it had cost Valve to put this right if it had fucking got loose, because, 36,000 keys for Portal 2? That's fucking thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's more than a lot of people earning fucking years and years of working. And it's not just Portal 2 that he could do it with, he could do it with everything.
Yeah.
I think when Valve were presented with this information, their arseholes must have fucking puckered up and just gone, oh, fucking hell, we've sailed really close to the precipice there. Because if someone else had found that, and they weren't as kind-hearted as Moskowski is, then, like you said, you don't need us to tell you how that's fucking going to go. Be right clusterfuck.
That is one hell of a catch on his count, and good on them for doing something about it. So... what is next?
This story's been taken from Game Informer. So Sony has announced it's pulling out from 2019's E3 event. Sony told Game Informer, as the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019, and we can't wait to share our plans with you. When questioned about the decision to pull out, PlayStation Senior Vice President of Communications Jennifer Clark went a few steps further, saying, "We will not activate or hold a press conference around E3. We are looking at events as a whole and how we can speak more to our fans and continue to wow them. The timing of PSX and E3 didn't allow for that, but lots of exciting things to come, and we hope to share shortly. Some of our biggest games will have key milestones next year, so we will work hard to blow those up." So the statement suggests that instead of holding the usual E3 events, Sony will instead hold its own shows, which will allow it to be more prepared when it comes to showing its hand on what to expect from the company further down the line. What do you think about this? Because E3 is a pretty big fucking deal.
E3's on its way out, is what I think. This to me sounds like they're looking at what Nintendo are doing, because Nintendo have a very reduced presence at E3 now because they have all the directs. They'll come and set up some booths, but they don't announce things. They don't need it. I think we're going to start getting PlayStation Direct almost. Every couple of months we'll get a video that announces some new shit or things that are teased, and then we'll have a big event like PSX, because she said the timing of E3 and PSX doesn't line up. But having one event that's specialised works. Now, a good example of that is looking at E3 and then looking at this EXO 2018. Microsoft at E3 was fantastic, and then they threw their own thing 6 months later, and it was bollocks. It was essentially a 2-hour advert for Game Pass.
Right.
So the fact that people are stretching themselves out, or their announcements and things out from E3, then trying to put their own thing on, but all that's left for their own announcements is the dregs. So it makes sense to me for Sony to take control of their own thing. They don't need E3 anymore. Gaming, as shitty as it sounds, doesn't need E3 anymore because of how the internet works these days. If you control your own announcements and your own news, then you don't need to wait for this one big event a year. You can put it out as and when you want and just keep momentum for your products going year round.
I think as well, before this year's E3, we had a lot of leaks. We had so many leaks. There were no surprises or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, not so much on Nintendo's behalf. I don't think we had any leaks on Nintendo's behalf, did
It's
we?
almost as if they weren't at E3.
Yeah, it's like they can play the cards closer to the chest.
Yeah.
Almost. Do I think E3's going away? I don't really know yet. I think even though Nintendo don't attend it, they still hold events at it at the same time period. So, I don't know. It's a peculiar one.
I should probably elaborate. It's the end of E3 as we know it, as E3 is. E3 is a trade show, or it started off as a trade show. Now it's become a glorified con. It's a very confused show. It doesn't know if it's a trade show or if it's a convention anymore. And as I've said, with the internet and how that works, E3 needs to change.
Yeah.
So if they're showcasing different things and changing the way that they do it, I think that's what it is. I think that the first step to the change of E3 was Nintendo dropping out and doing directs. This is the next step. All it's going to take is someone else to do a big move, and then E3 as we know it is going to change forever. It has to, because otherwise it'll be completely obsolete.
I mean, you kind of look at it. I see where you're coming from, because back in the days, back in the 90s and the early 90s, you'd buy a magazine, it'd have a little E3 logo on the front. It'd be like, fuck, I'm going to learn so much news here.
Yeah.
You knew you were in for a treat. Whereas now, we're just constantly drip-fed with your Twitter feed and forums, and you have places like Reset Era just spilling the fucking guts, showing what's going to be happening. It's kind of hard to get away from, especially if you want to be in the dark about something. You see threads that go up, and they say, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And it is like a massive... I don't want to use the word spoilers because it's a fucking...
Yeah.
They're showing news. Like, it's a leak. It's a news. It's not a spoiler. It's not, like, a pivotal part in a story. It's just news. Yeah, you get what I mean. Like, you listeners aren't dumb. Well, apart from you that downvotes. Fuck you. You've had to come, like, 20 minutes into an episode to be told to get fucked this time. But, yeah, it's sort of being made redundant by all these different avenues of news delivery. And, yeah, you're right. It's sort of outgrown its usefulness, in a way. And Nintendo were the first to see this, and they're just like, you know what, fuck it. We're going to go on our own. We don't need this. It's costing us a fortune. We can do it better on its own, and more regularly as well. And I think that you're right, Sony are going to do a sort of similar thing, like maybe a once every 3 month or a once every 6 month, where everything's tightly controlled and they have a complete focus where they can shift stuff a month back or they can pull it a month forward depending on what's ready. I mean, you look at stuff like Days Gone, where people just sort of were like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was clear that it's not ready. It's been delayed loads.
Yeah.
And for them to go, okay, yeah, that's not ready. We're just not going to include it. Instead of booking it into a stage and going, okay, right, we're going to show this, and then sort of being locked into that decision because everything's been signed, sealed, and delivered.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it does make sense. Like, it honestly does make sense. Something akin to BlizzCon as well, like something like that along those lines, maybe.
Well, like PSX.
Yeah, something like that.
Which should have been happening in December, but that got cancelled. But I reckon we'll have a big PSX next December when they announce the PlayStation 5.
Is that odds on? Are we going to have a bet on that?
Yes.
To be honest, I don't disagree with you. So I don't know why I said that. But yeah, I can see why they've done it. I think you can also look at it and say it sort of portrays Sony in a poor light because they've nothing to show. And yeah, I guess it does in some ways because they don't have nothing to show. Everything's under wraps. They're wanting to save stuff up for the presumed PlayStation 5 launch. They're not going to start showing stuff and then go, yeah, actually, this is for PlayStation 5. It's going to straddle generations because why would they do that? Like, it don't make sense. You keep all your big secrets for your big reveals, and it's going to be interesting to see what Microsoft does after this. I mean, they've already said that they're committed to E3.
For next year, we'll see how the year after goes.
It would have been nice for them to see the 25th anniversary out for E3 and then sort of go, okay, right, that's it. I think that's it for this week, innit?
Yeah. So if you'd like to talk to us about any of the stories we mentioned, then please feel free to leave a comment below or talk to us over at Twitter at StrangePlay UK or follow us on Instagram at StrangePlay. You can also join our Discord server, invite link in the description. Also, if you like this video or like what we do on the channel, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. It helps us grow and we really do appreciate it. But until next time, thank you very much for watching and we will see you then.
Bye bye.